I
go.
will
Okay,
give
there
this
we go.
guy
We're
credit because it was November when he said to us, early November, guys, Manny Malhotra's son Caleb is the player. Manny Malhotra's son is going first round, and Manny Malhotra's son has a chance to go top 10, if not top 5. My goodness, Jeff, what's the 649 number this weekend? Because that was an extraordinary bit of prognostication on your part.
Do I get excused now for saying Dig over Pronger? Look, like this guy is special. You know, this is a really special player. And the one thing that's interesting, you know, Pierre Maguire brought up a great point in our pregame because we're having the discussion, you know, the situation where the father is the coach and what's the dynamic like and what's it like with the other players. And we know how players like to blow off steam and complain about the coach. Does that put Caleb in a difficult situation? How does that dynamic work? And I thought Pierre brought up a really, really great point. When you look at who's running the Vancouver Canucks right now, it's the Sedins and it's Ryan Johnson. So the premium is being placed on bringing in good people. Like that's the one thing that I think we're losing in all of this here too. You can always go out and get a talented player like that. That's fine. There are plenty of talented players in every single draft. Managers always look for, give me someone that I can take pride in when he puts on our jersey. Like there's going to be a pride of, I guess for lack of a better term, pride of ownership that the Vancouver Canucks and their fans are going to have with Caleb Malhotra. As everybody in Vancouver gets to know, and they already know the dad, but as everybody in Vancouver gets to know Caleb Malhotra, like it's going to be one of those players like, I'm really proud that Caleb Malhotra plays on my team, the way he conducts himself, the way he plays, the way he's a professional, the way he interacts with fans, with media, with officials. I've told you guys the story about him and Jay McKee. The beginning of the season, he goes up to Jay McKee as head coach with the Bulldogs and says, Coach, can you do me a favor? And Jay says, sure, Caleb, what do you want? He says, can you make me a list of the first names of all the linesmen in the OHL? I want to have a first name relationship with all the linesmen in the league. Maybe they drop the puck a little closer to my feet, but nonetheless, at least I have a relationship with them. Like these tiny little things you only get when you're a second generation player. And Caleb Malhotra has all that. And we haven't even talked about the skill yet.
Wow. And that stuff's been lost on this Canucks team in the last few years here. You know, this used to be a team when the Sedins were on the ice with this team, Jeff. You know, the pride of ownership was there for Canucks fans going back to the Linden era. Pride of 100%. Ownership in the crest. And that has been lost here, despite some spectacular players wearing the crest recently. That pride of ownership has not really been there. The knowledge of skill, but not the pride of ownership.
Yeah. We all know what's happened in the Vancouver locker room over the past few seasons, right? And it's been ugly and it's been distracting and it's going to be, you know, it's kind of like an ugly chapter in Vancouver history. It seems as if like this is the mouthwash for that.
Yeah.
You know, this is the beginning of sort of that type of cleanse. Like, look, there are really good people that are running this organization. There are also talented people that like they didn't just get the roles because they're nice guys. Okay, like these are good hockey people and they're really good hockey men, right? To use that old cliche. But they are. Like everyone in Vancouver already knows Manny. And I think fans are going to fall in love with Caleb as well. Like this guy he's naturally charming. He's not going to be there for at least another year. He's going to go to Boston University. And I cannot think of a better college coach. And there are some great ones, Narado in Michigan and Pat Ferschweiler and David Carl, et cetera. But he gets to be coached now by Jay Pandolfo. You know, already he's a wonderful two-way player, and now he's going to essentially his finishing school at BU with Jay Pandolfo, one of the best two-way forwards the game saw in his generation. And so now he gets to be coached by Jay Pandolfo. What a bonus for Malhotra, and what a bonus for Vancouver fans.
Will he be the first or second line center there? Because Tynan Lawrence is there as well.
He'll be first. He'll be first.
Yeah.
He'll be the first line guy. Yeah, he'll be the first line guy for sure. You know, listen, we made this. The three of us when we get together and we talk about Caleb Malhotra. The one point that I want to reinforce here, and that Brantford Bulldogs team was a traveling all-star team. Like that really was a wrecking ball of a team. And Jet Luchenko, who was first round pick of the Philadelphia Flyers in the Vegas draft, signed by the Philadelphia Flyers as a center, he was Caleb Malhotra's winger. Caleb was the center on that line. And I think that really does go a far way to tell a story.
Blake, explain the visual. Those of them on visual platforms are seeing right now.
Puckpedia ranking, the various attributes of Caleb Malhotra, and you can see he is pretty high end. And the physicality, I think, will
tick every box there. Basically.
I think the physicality will bump up. It's a young player, and his genetics, like Manny's no lightweight guy. If he gets his dad's genetics there, I think the physicality will pick up just a little bit as well. He's not going to be Tom Wilson, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, no. He's got room to grow. Certainly, get this young man some sandwiches ASAP.
Yes,
get him on the high carb diet. But no, he's tall, he's lean. You can see it in his skating stride. Has a wonderful skating stride. He's a really exceptional skater here. And just having a look at the boxes to check here, like this is a high end guy. And he is the best center in this draft. I know some will talk about Vigo Bjork. Certainly, you guys mentioned Tynan Lawrence. But when it comes to the premium positions in this draft, in any draft, the center and across the blue line, he is the top center in this draft. Now, the question is he a first-line center? Is he a second-line center? We still have a lot of hockey to play, and this kid has a lot of development to make. But make no mistake about it, the Vancouver Canucks just drafted a high-end guy at a premium position for their team.
Right now, he's a second-line center for me. But if this year was a launching point, if this year was the launching point, because we saw the page turned.
Yes. Look at his curve. Look where he was playing in the BCHL to right now. And Blake, I think it was you that on the program here not too long ago talked about, I don't want to hear about what he did 2 years ago. Tell me what he is now, right? Let's not judge a player on what he was 2 years ago playing the BCHL. Tell me the trajectory that this guy is on. And in the second half specifically, this kid had a rocket attached to his back. Every night you check it out, 2 goals, 1 assist, 4 points, 3 points. And that went right into the playoffs. So he said, okay, how's it going to be for this kid when the playoffs start and the screws start to tighten a little bit? He got better.
Same.
That's the trajectory this guy's on.
Okay, I guess I'm going to have to play bad guy here, but
sure.
No, but the devil's advocate position is that Keaton Verhoff and some of these other prospects that they Vigo Bjork that they bypassed, have been the best of their peer group each and every year along the way.
Yep,
that is their fool's gold to a guy who pops up in 1 year after having a middling season in the BCHL, particularly when he's surrounded by such
unknown part. Yeah, that's
great
the unknown.
talent.
So. This would be the difference to me, and this is a comment on Spencer Hyman's team. We mentioned the Bulldogs. Like Spencer went all in and exhausted a lot of capital to fill this Bulldogs roster with high-end talent. Normally, when you see someone pop, he's the star on the team, and everything is focused around that one player. You look at all the players that Caleb Malhotra had to jump over. Like it'd be pretty easy just to say, like, you know what, we're going to default all of our 19-year-olds. If we're going to get to the Memorial Cup, it's got to be 19-year-olds that we play. And Caleb Malhotra, like I just mentioned Jet Lachenko, he beat him out for that spot. Like there were hurdles that were placed in front of Caleb Malhotra all season long.
Yeah, I know you got to go. I got one more question for you because you talked about the father-son dynamic.
Yeah, we have to deal with that.
Yes.
He talked about. Look, we all know the character and integrity of Manny. We sure hope that Caleb is a chip off the old block. But Jeff, even if I'm not worried about the two of them and how it works, I do wonder about that revolving door of 22 teammates who are going to be there, that unless Caleb drops in and is just the best center by a wide margin on the team, are you going to have guys sitting there wondering, and can guys gripe about the coach when his son is sitting in?
If you had 19 of those 22 guys that were like had no problem with it, that's fine. It takes 1 or 2 of those 22 for it to be awkward, right?
And that is the big concern about this one. And that's why, and I think McGuire was right to point this out, the premium, and we'll see how the rest of the draft goes, and we'll see what happens in the offseason with this management group. But it seems as if the premium now is on the value of having good people in your room. Now, there's always going to be grousing and there's always going to be griping. And Matt, your point is an excellent one. And I think it's one of the reasons that we looked at it and said, I think we know Manny can handle it. We're pretty sure Caleb can handle it. But what about the other guys? You know what? We don't really feel like we can speak freely around Caleb Malhotra. We want to blow off some steam and have a rip at the head coach. We can't really be ourselves when the head coach's kid is playing here. I think that's a legitimate concern. I'll tell you where it could get awkward. Not so much for the kid too, but just in order to demonstrate that there's no favoritism, where perhaps in some situations there should be. I wonder about that dynamic where Manny Malhotra is hesitant to be seen as pushing his kid too much, even if he deserves it. So, like, listen, this is a wonderful day for the Vancouver Canucks. This is a wonderful day for the Malhotras. Absolutely. Is it perfect? No. Are those issues legitimate? Absolutely, they are. But again, it reinforces Vancouver wants good people in that dressing room, specifically what they've just come off of the last few years.